Hey, good morning and welcome to Ships and Shipping from the Port of Felixstowe. And there you can see MSC Spring heading out towards her next call. I'm not sure where that is, but I'll tell you shortly. I thought I enjoyed doing the early morning session yesterday. I thought it made a nice change really to do it. And it's fun to do from my point of view. So I thought, well, hey, we'll do it again and see where we go with this one. So let's just take a look at MSC Spring III. MSC Spring III is departing towards Liverpool. So she's got an interesting long way to go, round down to the Channel, through the Channel, English Channel, and up through the Irish Sea to Liverpool. It's quite a nice voyage, isn't it, really, when you think about it? I'll do that as a pleasure cruise, I guess, really. Why not? And she's a nice, tidy-looking ship. She's about, I think, 210 metres, something like that. And she's one of the few movements coming from Felixstowe this morning. Not a lot of ships moving today to and from the port. I'll give you a bit of a detail on that shortly. But there you go. But the port is fairly full. I'll again show you that as well in a moment. But in the meantime, before we go too jolly far, I'm just going to have a slurp of tea. There she goes. That's MSC Spring heading out into a rather nice sea. I hope the guys get a bit of time to sit about somewhere on the stern there. Looks as if there's a bit of space for them. Sit somewhere on the stern and have a cup of tea or a coffee in the sunshine. Okay, can we get any more over before we hit my side of the car? Oh yeah, we can. In fact, that's not a bad shot of MSC Spring heading out right now. As I said, on her way to Liverpool. How nice. There you go. The main reason we've come down here is because actually I did a half hour here yesterday, and to be honest with you, I really enjoyed it. I thought it was an interesting thing to do. I think quite a lot of people enjoyed having a look at Felixstowe fairly early in the morning. It was a good thing to do from their point of view as well. So we've had quite a few people look at that. If you're a newcomer or if you've seen this before, give us a shout. You're welcome to make a comment on both Facebook and YouTube. It's really quite delightful to hear from you, I have to say, because otherwise, well, it gets a bit quiet down here, doesn't it, this time in the morning? There's only one other car in the car park. And now we're going to swing back and have a look at what happened yesterday. There we go. That's not bad. So what we're going to have a look at is this baby. One Truth. Now, it's an interesting one because I did a bit live yesterday, or sorry, I didn't. I did a bit when I was recording a live commentary yesterday, i.e. recording some comments at the same time as I was filming. Went up last night. It's only a small piece. It's about 5 or 10 minutes of chat, really, overlaying the video of the ship coming in. And I filmed it from Harwich, which is quite a nice spot to film from, but only if you've got nice sunshine. And yesterday afternoon when she came in, it was a bit dull and miserable, and so people on this side got better imagery than I did, which is a bit disappointing. Such is life. Not going to worry too much about it, but having said that, it was quite good to see it there. And I also did something even more important than that. I had my birthday lunch. I was treated to lunch in Wetherspoons. I'm a big Wetherspoons fan, and I'm so sad we haven't got one here in Felixstowe, but there you go. So, where are people? There's someone called Moffy I promised to give a shout out to. That's someone in New Zealand. My goodness, I hope you're watching this morning, Moffy. I don't know what time it is in New Zealand, but it must be kind of, thinking about it, it must be earlier than it is here, because, of course, the sun gets to New Zealand in the morning after it gets to us. I do like a cup of tea in the morning. Anyway, there is the mighty one truth. She's not actually that mighty in all honesty. We're going to that in a little bit as well. I think she was built in about 2017. Let's have a look at that and see what we've got on that. Have we got anything exciting on that? No, I don't think we have. Let's just have a look at her on Vessel Finder, see what she's got. Yeah, she was originally called the Mole Truth, and she was built quite a long time ago. She was built back in 2017, so she's actually 8 years old, but she hasn't had this paint job for quite a long time. It's a relatively new paint job. Let's just get back to where I was. Sorry about that. And let's see what we've got on other bits and pieces. Just wondering what her TEU capacity was. Interesting. I'm using some different tracking systems, and I'm not happy with some of them, I have to say, but there you go. One of those things, isn't it, really? Let's just go back to that. One truth. Here we go, that'll give me it. So yeah, she's a bit old-fashioned insofar as she's a bit narrower on the beam than the current generation of ultra-large container ships. So that's got a Mole Truth built in 2017, 2018. TEU, she can carry 20,182 TEU. So that does put her quite a lot less than the current biggest ships, which come in at around 24,000 TEU on on exactly the same length, but actually another 2 to 3 meters in the beam. So they're bigger, wider ships. There you go. Morning, who we got there? Excuse me. Morning, Martin. How are you? Hope you're keeping well. What do you make of this? I have to say, enjoy doing this morning bit because I'm a bit of an early morning person. So I was up at about 6:15 and out there doing. I like it a lot. So what have we got happening here? Okay. There we go. I'm just trying to hunt to see what's actually happening as far as cargo movement is concerned. This ship is here until this evening. Let's give you a rundown on the ships that we've got currently in today. Let's take a look at that one. Thick as a brick, this bloke. What's he doing? Here we go. So what have we got coming in today then? Let's do a proper job. And let's see. There we go. Right, okay. We've got MSC Fabienne. She is due to be picking up her pilot out by the sunk at about 8:30 a.m. So that's going to bring her in about 10ish, I guess. Charlemagne, the dredger, she's going to be going up to Ipswich. I assume she picks up a pilot at Bordsey, and that's going to be about 12 noon, unless she has an exemption. Ausfoss, which is one of those quite large general cargo vessels, usually carrying stone and aggregate to Ipswich, which is coming in at about 12:15. To the Seaways during the afternoon. Let's see. Nothing wildly exciting, I have to say. Blah, blah, blah. Yep, nothing wildly exciting coming in today. And the only big ship coming in today, oh right, gosh, is actually coming in tomorrow. I was going to say MSC Emanuela, which was showing as coming in at around 10 o'clock tonight, is now showing as coming in kind of midnight or 1 o'clock in the morning. There you go. So we'll dump that. So that is all the ship movements we've got today. And then let's have a look at departures. If I can get my sausage fingers on the right buttons. So we've just had MSC Spring III departing for Liverpool. Jutlandia ferry, Jutlandia ferry, I think is actually coming out. Looks like a ferry. Yep, coming out. She's just inside the other side of Harwich Navy Yard. Let's see. Let's go back to where we were. There we go. Acacia Seaway is departing about 8:30. Stena Hollandica is departing from Harwich International, otherwise known as Parks and Quay, at about 8:30 this morning. And then we've got Arklow Guard coming down from Ipswich. Arfon Law and Beco Server are leaving Harwich today. They're at Navy Yard. They're leaving at about noon, heading out to their work site, which is just off Bordsey. Nothing much there. Nordic have, oh right, heavens, forget it. So there's nothing wildly exciting happening really today. One Truth is not due to leave. Big Pinky here is not due to leave until about 10:30. So really, it's all quite quiet, isn't it? And there you go. Okay, so I'm gonna just pop that down, have a look and see what's coming out. Oh, we've got someone else there. Who's that? Oh, my good friend Paul. Good morning, Paul, from UK Ship Spotting and Royal Freight TV. Good bloke. Now, Paul, I think, is a better filmmaker than me, I have to say. Doesn't take much, does it, really? But there you go. So let's see what's coming round the corner. So this is going to be Jutlandia Sea, just poking her nose out here from the buildings over there on Harwich Navy Yard. There we go. Let's say farewell to Paul. I'll have to check up on your channel to see what you're filming, Paul. I hope you're doing some interesting stuff. So I have to say, this is quite a nice thing to do. And we've got some nice viewers, friends, people that I know and people that that I appreciate having a chat with in the morning. So if you're out there and you like this kind of show in the morning, then let me know. I'd love to hear from you. What else are we going to look at this morning before I go off and have some more breakfast? Because I've already had one breakfast, which was a bowl of crunchy nuts. My goodness. Did you need to know that? Aha. Have I made a mistake? Yeah, I think I have, actually. What have we got there? Oh, nothing. Okay. Oh, dear. How do I do this then? That's an interesting one, isn't it? I have just put up a little map, the chart that's showing what's alongside. I've obviously got that wrong somewhere down the line. Don't know why. Let's see what we've got here. Yeah, I've got an interesting challenge, and I don't know why, but I'll have to look into that one, because yesterday we were doing as groovy as anything, weren't we, really, with that? But that's doubtless my problem. Am I going to get rid of this one? I think I will. Oh, I see. Okay. No, that's interesting. I don't know what I did with it. I don't know what I've done with that specific graphic, because let's be honest and say I'm still learning this picture, really, or learning this system. Well, I'll have a look at that when I go home. I did have a rather nice graphic showing the one that I showed you yesterday, which was the port as it stands for traffic right now. There we go. Let's put her in a bit better place. This is, of course, when you look at the picture that we're getting, this is, of course, the reason why broadcasters have quite complex tripod mounts. Because if you're using a cheap old tripod, as I am, then the reality, of course, is that, heavens, I see. I've realised what I've done. Sorry about this, guys. Put that back. Hey, look at that. There we go. Let's get this sorted out. Come on, Gosling, sort your arse out. There we go. That's better. Okay. Good. And we've now got a bit more traffic, I think, or a bit more happening on the mighty One Truth. Let's just go and have a look at that. There we go. So yeah, so we've got a crane in action, as you can see, or a couple of cranes in action. I think there's only two. I can't see one over the stern, so I can only see two over the forepart of the ship. I don't know whether there's any more happening, but there you go. Can you see anything? I can't. And there you go, you can see Jutlandia Sea just coming round the corner from the River Stour channel into the main Port of Felixstowe channel. Time for another slurp of tea, I think. Yesterday I was having a chat with a couple of people over at Harwich. Nice thing to do, I think, have a natter. And I was questioning what they thought of the colour, because a lot of people call that pink. I call it pink. But someone else said to me it's kind of magenta. And I thought, well, I think that's probably true. It is sort of magenta, isn't it, really? Magenta-y colour. I think it's quite decorative. The thing that got to me was when I looked it up. I discovered that pinks are, in this kind of warm colour, are kind of symbols of good health, vitality, and interest. Really, in the Far East, the Japanese particularly think that pink is a colour that reflects youth and enthusiasm, and so do the Koreans. And I assume that other Far Eastern countries have a similar kind of thought about pink, which probably explains why we're getting pink ships. See if we can get a nice shot of Jutlandia Sea coming through. Let's just take a look at that. Let's just do something else while I think of it, because I was being a bit stupid with that logo. I loaded it, to be honest with you, into the wrong place. Let's get rid of that. Get that guy in. There we go. Okay, let's see what we've got there. Nice looking ship with forward accommodation block and bridge. And I do think that must be quite a good place to be on a short sea ferry. But it must be an interesting place, as in with the new Maersk Line ships with the forward accommodation block. It must be, it must be a bit more interesting when you're heading into big seas, because the damn things look as if they're coming straight towards you, and when you fall in the hole between seas, it's got to look as if you're falling down a long way. I don't know what that's like. I'd love to get some or see some footage from that kind of situation, from rough weather in one of the big Maersk Line ships, the new 16,000 TEU ones with the forward control. Be interesting to see what they get on that. So there's Jutlandia Sea heading out. There you go. I don't know whether I can remind you, but going back years and years, I made a couple of trips aboard DFDS vessels, and they were very impressive. The way they ran and the organisation of those vessels was well, impressive. Let's say that much, because it just worked so well. And let's see what we've got on that. I just want to see what speed she's making, actually, because she's subject to a speed limit in the harbour here. Let's see what we've got. She's showing at about 9 knots, which I guess is pretty reasonable, isn't it? There we go. Alright, let's see what the cranes are doing this morning. Are you working hard, cranes? Yeah. Going to just have a look. So you can see a lot of crane movement. One of those things, isn't it? When you do something kind of deliberately like this, you tend to lose sight of stuff. But I think you can see both of the cranes that were moving, or one of the nearer one, which is number 3. The third crane along, I think, is working there. You can see it. There you go. There she comes with the pink. It's quite unusual to see the pink boxes. We haven't seen pink boxes, and they're now starting to appear in the stacks. So it's quite an interesting one from my point of view as I drive down here. And it's an interesting one to see the mix of boxes as the ship is working. There we go. So, what is the time? I'm going to say this now. It's 10 to 8. And although I had a little handful of crunchy nut cornflakes for breakfast, I've got a good mind to have some toast and jam. So there you go for our little morning here at the Port of Felixstowe. Quite a lot of people watching. I hope you've all enjoyed it. And I certainly have, because it's lovely down here in this kind of weather. Good to see, and it's good to see this big pink thing alongside. I'm always pleased to see Felixstowe doing better. One of the things I was saying to someone the other day was, let's just see if I've got that. Have I got that? I haven't. Let's just see what we've got here. I'm just having a little moment of truth. I'm sorry about this, chaps. Oh, right, okay. Is that what I want? Yes, it is. Oh, goodness me. I do apologise for not getting this up earlier, but I made a stupid mistake, which I'm going to try and sort out. Because there's things that go on with these systems that you have to remember all the damn time. So let's have a look. We have got right in front of us, we've got the mighty One Truth. Astern of her, you can probably just see a bit of flash of green there, I think. You've got Ever A on. We've got Acacia Seaways on one of the ferry berths. We've got MSC Spring shown on the graphic, but now well out of the picture. You saw her go when we started. MSC Solar is on berth 6, and SCI Delhi is on berth 7. So that's what we got. That's a nice showing of vessels alongside. So there you go. Okay, let's just get rid of that. Hide. Goodbye. Now the cyclists are going to go right in front of where we're filming. So what I'm going to say to you is thanks very much for watching if you have been today. And let's just find the bit that I need to find. And there you go. And I'll say thank you for watching. We've been online now for about 30 minutes, which I think is quite a nice little show in the morning. What we ought to do is a bit more news on it and a bit more general information from the ships and shipping industry and see where that goes. But thanks for watching. I'm Chris. This is Ships and Shipping, and we will see you soon. Oh, I've got one more message. Let's just say, is Ever on there? Yes, she is. And she's astern of the big pinky. You can probably see her as the cyclists go. Let's just see if we can find a little bit of pink, a little bit of green behind the pink for you. And let's see if we got it. There she is. Look, there is just the side of the bow of Aeon. That is all you can see, I'm afraid. But she is here, and I think she is due to leave. Not sure when, today or tomorrow. But there she is. Okay. Right. I'm Chris. This is Ships and Shipping, and we will see you soon. I hope to see you probably tomorrow. What's happening today on shipping, Ships and Shipping? There we go. Right, got the right graphic up. And what I'm going to try and do is edit at least one, or if not one, two videos that have got sort of stuck in the system because I've been quite busy with having my birthday, my goodness, and other stuff going on. I just haven't kept up with things. Okay, I'll see you soon. Take care of yourselves, and thank you so much for watching our little video.